This is Tågab, the Swedish railway company you probably have never heard of, but with amazing retro railway carriages and some of the most confusing timetable and routes, this is Sweden's most fun and quirky private rail operator. So join me today as we take one of their services from Stockholm out to Hallsberg in this amazing retro first-class carriage. Our journey today begins at the heart of the Swedish railway network at Stockholm Central Railway Station. And with the rain pouring down, let's quickly head inside into this beautiful railway station that opened in 1871 and has served as the city's main railway hub ever since. Immediately upon entry you will find some food outlets as well as plenty of seating. And you can even get a taste of Japan with a to-go sushi place. Heading further into the station we get to the main waiting hall, which is definitely among the best in Northern Europe. And especially the colored lights really help bring in some life to the otherwise often very grey and dark place that is Sweden during winter. Inside the station there is plenty of shops, restaurants, kiosks and of course some good quality American food. On the opposite end from the McDonald's there's also a big food court with a bit more varied outlets. Anyway, time to find our train. A quick consulting session with the departure board shows it leaving from track 16, which is accessed via the underground passage. Down in the underpass you will also find even more shops and restaurants. Especially the Coop supermarket is a really nice place to stock up on snacks before a long journey. It's also down here you'll find some luggage storage facilities. But as our train will be departing soon, let's waste no time and head straight for the platform. And here we are at track 16. The station is fully accessible, however mostly via lifts. So if you're carrying heavy luggage, be prepared to wait for the lift, or you'll have to drag it up these stairs.
Spårändring. Tågab mot Katrineholm, Hallsberg, Karlstad med avgångstid 12.00. Avgår från spår 16. Spår 16.
And it looks like our train is already waiting for us on the platform. Our train consists of these retro carriages all the way back from the 1960s. Our carriages will be pulled by this Rc3 locomotive built in 1971 by ASEA. Still spotting the colors of its former operator SJ, this locomotive can reach speeds of up to 160 km per hour. First class today is located in carriage number 10. And with departure time fast approaching, let's get on board. And wow, this is definitely giving Nordic retro vibes. And wow, this feels almost like entering my grandmother's living room rather than a train carriage. And just look at these seats, they look super comfortable. All tickets booked online in advance comes with a seat reservation. Today I have been assigned seat number 6, which is this solo seat. Tågab sells their tickets through the SJ booking platforms like their app or website, which is super easy to use. Our train pulls out of Stockholm Central Station a minute behind schedule at 12:01. It's a rather depressing day here in Stockholm. We depart heading south, briefly passing through Stockholm's Gamla Stan neighborhood, which is the old town. And as our train journey is now well underway, let's take a closer look at the route map for today's journey. We are on board Tågab train 7055, which runs from Stockholm, stopping in Katrineholm on its way to Hallsberg, which is as far as I'll be travelling. This is a distance of 197 kilometers, which the train will cover in 1 hour and 32 minutes, giving it an average speed of 128 kilometers per hour. After Hallsberg, the train continues stopping in Degerfors, Kristinehamn before terminating in Karlstad. Leaving Stockholm, our train quickly picks up the speed, crossing over the Årsta bridges in the south of Stockholm. On our way out of the city, we also bypass plenty of the SL Pendeltåg trains operating the commuter network in and out of Stockholm Centralstation. And with us having left the city behind, I gotta show you the seat. First class comes with these massive armchairs. Above them, you'll find some space to store luggage. On the seat back, you will find a nice tray table, which is big enough to fit a laptop and will also pretty sturdy. There's also a seat pocket, as well as a fixed leg rest. Over here you will find the recline button, and surprising for a train from in the 60s, there's actually power outlets fitted to these. There's also the Scandinavian style bin bag, and the seats themselves are super comfortable, being very plush and soft, like I would have this at my home. And they come with a great amount of recline as well, so I just have to say, good job Tågab, this is really good. Our train quickly makes its way out of Stockholm, and we are soon approaching our first station stop, which is Katrineholm, a major railway junction. This is where the southern main line towards Sweden's third largest city, Malmö, diverges off to head south, while we continue on the western main line towards Sweden's second largest city, Göteborg. And as our train has picked up the speed again, let's go and check out the rest of the interior. I promise you, it's great. Starting at the back, here in first class, which first comes with 2 compartments. That looks like this. Continuing into the open plan seating, we'll find a cabinet where you can hang your jacket or coat. First class is laid out in a 1+2 layout, mostly airline style seating, but there are a few bays of 4 with a table. Continuing down, we find even more luggage storage space. You definitely won't be struggling to find a space for your bag on this train. And here you'll find the first class toilet. It's looking fairly modern already, with a nice simple locking mechanism. You actually get 2. Here's the sink. It's clean, has working water, and the soap dispenser is also stocked. Over here is the toilet itself. Again, it's clean and the flush is working, so good job Tågab. Continuing further down the train, we are about to get into my favorite carriage on board this train, because this is seriously funky. So this is a mixed carriage with first standard class seating laid out in a 2+2 layout. This is also super comfortable, but this is not the most funky part, because the other half of the carriage is actually first class, and I don't think I've ever seen a seating layout like this. And the seats here in the middle even rotate to face the travel direction if you want, or if you don't like your seat companion to the other side. Oh, and there's a few compartments too, so there's actually 3 different styles of seating in this carriage. I mean, I don't know who designed this, but I'm a fan. It's just so cool and different. Although I can't imagine it's great for capacity. Anyway, next up, we'll find something a bit more standard. This is the cafe car, where there's a small shop on board selling hot drinks, snacks, sandwiches. It's pretty small, but pretty good for a small train operator like this. We are now in second class, which also has compartments and open plan seating in the same car, with the rest of the train having similar seating laid out either in compartments or open plan seating like this. Second class or standard class is also really comfortable and has also been retrofitted with modern amenities such as power outlets. And as we reach the front of the train, we can also have a quick look at the engine pulling our train. And now you're probably wondering, how can you ride on Tågab and try out their funky first class carriages? Well, that's the hard part, unfortunately, as Tågab's timetable and routes are about as confusing and inconsistent as their carriage layouts. but I'm gonna try and explain anyway, which will probably be outdated by the time this video goes live or changed again, but it should give a general idea. Tågab generally operates 3 core services centered around weekend traffic, so often subject to track works and changes. Karlstad to Alvesta, which makes 1 round trip a week on Fridays. Stockholm to Karlstad, which runs 1 round trip a day on Thursdays and twice a day on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, with one of the Saturday services extending to Göteborg, returning to Stockholm on Sunday. The last one, which operates as Kristinehamn up to Falun, back down to Göteborg and then back to Kristinehamn, once on Sundays.
Då var det Hallsberg nästa och det var avstigning på vänster sida i tågets färdriktning.
And just like that, we're coming up on Hallsberg, my destination for today's journey. Prices on Tågab fluctuate based on demand and time of booking, so make sure you book ahead on SJ's website if you can. I paid 340 Swedish crowns, or about 30 euros, for a first class ticket, booked roughly a week in advance, which I don't think is bad value for 1.5 hours of train travel in a very comfortable first class seat. And here we are at Hallsberg station, roughly a minute ahead of schedule at 13:31. Thank you so much for joining me on this trip. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, as I try to upload a new one every Sunday. You can also follow me over on Twitter at IntercitySimon. I usually post live for my travels over there, so it's a great place to get a sneak peek at what videos might be coming to the channel in the future. Thanks for watching.